Make a plan, execute the plan, wait for the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan. Welcome back to Ninetale Hobbies, and in this video, something a little special happened. I got to do something that I never thought would be possible, and I got to work on a collaborative painting challenge with other mini YouTube painters. And I got to give a shout out to Miniocalypse for introducing me to this community. Much love, thank you so much. This community has been amazing and fantastic, and I can't say enough good things, and I'm incredibly humbled by the fact that someone that's not only new to painting but brand new to YouTube would be invited in and helped out, and it's just fantastic. So through this, meeting up with this community and everything, there was a challenge that was presented by John over at Earhawks Minis to see if a line troop could be painted in under 30 minutes to tabletop standards. And everyone that's participated in this challenge, I'll have their links down in the description down below. The other creators are Earhawks Minis, Miniocalypse, Phil's Minis, Origin Painting, Conquest Creation, Pink Pulse Painting, and We Paint Minis. This was particularly interesting to me because I'd never speed painted anything to any extent. The closest I've come to is painting a mini in 4 hours. So yeah, there was a plan that got changed a lot, but we'll cover that in the video, so let's check it out. So this is the original paint plan that I came up with. Took it out, threw it away, didn't work. These are the paints that I used. You can pause it here if you want. I'll go over them in the recording. So of course, cleaned up, assembled, based, primed, and then got started. This is the Vallejo Game Extra Opaque Green Black, and this whole thing's going to be done at 2.5 times speed. I ended up using this after doing some research and trying this video a couple of times. I originally went with Vallejo Vermilion because I thought it was going to cover good enough, but had some mishaps. Used a wet palette originally, some water got into it, thinned the paints way too far down, tried it again, still didn't have enough coverage. Found a Tamiya blue that I'd had for a long time, and it worked all right, but still just didn't quite like the look of it, so ended up going with this green black and actually like it quite a bit. I'm just going through being quick but also not being overly careless, trying to stay within the lines, color within the lines, because I didn't want to come up and have to do a ton of cleanup. I knew I'd have to do a little bit, but I didn't want to spend a ton of time having to reapply colors. That's one thing that a lot of speed paint videos that I've seen don't cover a whole lot is before you do something like that, even if you're not trying to do it in under 30 minutes, check the opacity of your paints. That's the main thing that I learned from this. I thought I knew my paints pretty well, but apparently not well enough, and at least not for this challenge. So yeah, if you're gonna try something like this, or even double time, make sure so you don't waste a ton of time spinning your wheels with a paint that you're gonna have to do 4 coats on. Now I apologize for the in and out of focus. I was concentrating so hard on the painting I didn't get a chance to check my camera, so it's a little wobbly here and there. So sorry about that. I'm coming in with the extra opaque ochre for the shoulder pad. When I did the test, I knew that this wouldn't cover in one coat, so I wanted to go ahead and get it so it'd have time to dry a little bit. But being that it was such a small area, I wasn't terribly worried about having to come back and redo it. And then all the pouches, straps, holsters, I'm doing with Rhinox hide, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite browns to use. And the further I get in with the colors, the more careful I'm being, so I don't have to waste time coming back to touch up more stuff. And the brush I just switched to is a Tamiya flat brush, which is one of my favorite ones. It's not a round brush, so I can shift it between doing kind of really fine small lines to wider swaths. This is the uniform gray. Again, just trying to lay this down so I'll have time to dry so I can come back and do some more layers. And doing a couple accent tubes, cleaning it off on the paper so I can do some highlights on the black. Again, benefit of that flat brush is I can cover 2 or 3 of those details on the inside. And just some gunmetal for the swords and knives. Also do the emblem and the grenades with it. Also the end of the sheath and parts of the backpack and all the skulls. Yeah, like I said, this is the very first Space Marine that I'd ever painted, and it was a lot of fun, and I didn't realize initially the difference between 28 and 32 millimeter. Coming in with a little bit of the Vallejo brass, doing the wings on the weapons. A few little accent pieces. Back in, doing another coat on the shoulder pad. This is where I start doing some of my cleanup runs. Also doing the handles on the weapons with that Rhinox hide. And a little bit of highlights on the face with some desert yellow to bring some more attention to that area. some cleanup with the black. Coming in with the weapon bronze, doing the cross guard and different parts of the chainsword. Also do the eyes with it. Trying to smooth out the shoulder, get it covered as best I can. And the one highlight color I brought out was Wizard Orb, and once I started applying it, I just knew it was too thin. But I was looking at the green, realized how flat it was looking, and knew I was going to have to do something with it. But right now I brought out the Desert Yellow and just did quick little edge highlight on the leather. That's where I come in and do the eyes. Sorry, my hand's in the way. So yeah, this is where I look up at my paints real quick, see a Death World green, grab a sponge, dab it off real quick, and then this was a happy accident because these two colors, the black green and the Death World green, ended up working excellent together. Just kind of distressed it a little bit. Then took my brush and did just the tiniest little touch on the face to kind of help with some cleaner details there. Just kind of looking, making sure there's nothing huge that I've missed. No, I'm running out of time. Want to add a little bit of depth to the weapon. So here coming up, I had the gunmetal and the bronze together. It's fairly, I had a good deal of water on the brush, and I use that as just a small little highlight on the weapons to give them a little bit of depth. That's what I'm doing right here. So I learned a ton from this process. Is it a perfect paint job? Absolutely not. Is it tabletop standard? I think so. It's got more than 3 colors, and I think if you put this on a table 3 feet away, you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again to this community for letting me be a part of this challenge and for just being generally awesome. Here's the finished product.